First thing I want to talk about today is having a sharp knife and the importance of that. Your knife doesn't have to be expensive, but it does have to be sharp. Any knife will do. You buy a cheap stone at your store, your local knife store, and keep it sharp. Today we're going to learn how to cut chives. Anyone that comes into my restaurant, we learn how to cut chives. It's a great way to get the basics of how to use a knife, how to handle a knife, and chives are pretty inexpensive, so if you mess up, not the end of the world. You have lots of room for error here. All right? When you're working with chives, it's very important to work with an amount that is manageable. You never want to cut a large bunch like this. Take out something small that you feel comfortable working with. All right? You want to go through and just check, make sure that you don't have any chives that are bruised or turning colors or old. All right? What we do is I also have set up on my station 2 bowls. I have 1 bowl for my finished product, 1 bowl for any trash that I have left over. All right? It's very important not just how you cut, but how you maintain your entire station. You need to work clean, and it's important to have a place to dump all your trash and have your product once it's finished. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to line all our chives up perfect here. Okay? First thing you want to do, and how to hold a knife. Let's talk about how to hold a knife for a second. When I'm gripping my knife, I grab with 2 fingers here and wrap the 3 around. This gives you perfect balance on your knife so it feels comfortable in your hand and you won't worry about dropping it or cutting your hand off. When you approach your chives, you don't want to be bent over, you don't want to be on an angle. You approach everything straight forward, and what that will help give you a straight knife cut so that your cuts aren't on an angle, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the excess off here at the end to make sure that we're starting with a nice straight line, okay? When you start off cutting chives, you want to go slow. It's not a race. It's not a rush. You don't want to just blow through. It's more important to take your time and make sure that each and every slice is perfect. That is much more important than going fast. Speed will come with time. So what I do is I take my hand in some form of a claw, okay, and very gently I'm going to hold my chives to hold them in place without bruising them, without crushing them. And very slowly, my knife is going to work in a rocking motion, keeping this part of the knife on the board at all times. Okay? And nice and slow, about 1/8 of an inch thick, I'm just going to do a nice, steady, slow rocking motion. The knife is butted up right against the knuckle of my finger, and I'm using that as my guide. Okay? And that's it. I'm going nice and slow, and I'm working on focusing on all my technique, keeping a straight posture, keeping good balance, and keeping my knife in a nice, perfect rocking motion. It's not a rush. It's more important to be perfect. And that's Chives 101.